Namaste. We are with Gautamji once again. Gautam, thank you so much for your time, and you've been so kind to come to Goa once again. Gautam, today I wanted to speak to you about the Sai Satcharit and your take on, or just some pointers on how devotees can read it as a sadhana and, regularly, like they do a parayan from the beginning to end, but just some pointers where it can be reflected on in day to day living and just some guidance on that if you could share.
Sure. Nick, I would like to begin by saying that it is called the Sai Sat Charita. It is not called the Sai Charita. Am I right? Sat is truth, or you could say Sat even translates as being. So, this is not the life story of a man called Sai Baba. It is not the life story of a master called Sai Baba. It is the life story of the truth which was embodied in Sai Baba, Sat. So, if we are reading this holy book, the sacred book rather, viewing him as an individual doing chamatkars and leelas, we are not doing justice to it. But each chapter, if we read and ask ourselves, what is in this for me? It's all right to be impressed by a leela. What is the leela showing me? What is the leela showing me in my life, in my daily living? What can I learn from it? You see, this is why I keep saying, and if you recall chapter 10, which we did a podcast on recently, makes it very clear that Sai Baba, his intent was self-realization for the true devotee. Jnana Yoga, understanding, knowledge being lived, not as a theory, being lived by people. He did not want it to be a book just full of his miracles. That is reading it at a very base level of understanding. But he wanted us involved in the story. He wanted us to understand, to think, what is this about? And we have explored so many of these stories. But I'm glad you brought this up because I have kept myself armored with chapter 10 just to read out 2 points, if you allow me to. Because this is why I have felt, you see, that the hidden teachings of Baba, why hidden? Because so far the consciousness was focusing only on miracles without really knowing what is it for us. You see, now all that is emerging, the understanding. Many people had it already, but many didn't. What is the truth behind these? The truth, the Sat. You see, because after all, it has to pertain to us. It is not about the characters in the Satcharita. It is about us. Each character is us. Each villain is us in this book. That needs to be understood because we have all those traits. You see? So, in chapter 10, Sai is a mine of self-knowledge. This is what Hemad Pant says. A mine of self-knowledge. He's not saying a mine of miracles that we know. Okay? Cling to him for protection instantly to be able to cross over the ocean of worldly life from birth to death. Okay? The most constant, undifferentiated, supreme spirit personified in Baba is boundless and infinite and fills this entire universe from Brahma right down to a tiny shrub. So Hemad Pant is very clear that these are teachings of self-knowledge. And it ends, chapter 10 ends most beautifully. He who knew how illusory this worldly life is and was constantly engaged in blissful self-absorption, before him I prostrate in obeisance. He's referring to Sai Baba. Now, why is he saying this? He's saying it for us. He's not saying Sai Baba knew how illusory the worldly life is. That is one level. But he's trying to tell us as readers how illusory this is. Therefore, the sense of separation we are living with, how illusory it is. And what is the Sat? What is the Sat in Satcharita? You see, I keep pointing back to that. That is what this book is about. And the last one, he who gives Brahmanyana or supreme knowledge by applying the collyrium of knowledge into the eye, to that great Sai I bow in obeisance. He who gives supreme knowledge. So this kind of validates the work which we are doing by telling people, devotees, that this is a way of living. The Satcharita is a way of living. It is a manual for living. So, keeping it by your bedside and just reading a story because one is meant to read it is of no use. Keeping it by your bedside, reading it and saying, oh, Baba did this, Baba did that, no use. But reading it, absorbing it, seeing how can I relate with it in my life, what does it show me as an example, that is called living the Satcharita. Living the truth. Otherwise, the truth will become a pillow.
Talking of which, Gautam, Vinima had shared a beautiful Leela, named this, my Satcharit is not a pillow. So in the next episode, I would like to talk to you about that.